Have you ever felt like the world is secretly designed to keep you small? Like no matter how hard you try, something or someone always finds a way to pull you down? Let me tell you the truth Machiavelli understood centuries ago. No one can truly stop you unless you allow them to. Machiavelli wasn't just a political thinker. He was a surgeon of human nature, dissecting the hidden motives, fears, and desires that govern people's actions. His writings weren't about cruelty for cruelty's sake. They were about freedom. Freedom from manipulation. Freedom from weakness. Freedom from the illusions that enslave the mind. You see, power isn't about dominating others. It's about mastering yourself. Most people never rise because they wait for permission to rise. They believe they need approval, validation, or the right time. But Machiavelli whispers from the pages of The Prince. The right time is the moment you decide it is. Every person who ever broke through the chains of mediocrity shared one secret. They refused to be ruled by fear. Fear of judgment. Fear of failure. Fear of losing what they already had. And in that refusal, they discovered what Machiavelli called virtue, the inner force that bends destiny to your will. Machiavelli believed that fortune, luck, fate, circumstance is like a wild river. It floods, it destroys, it changes everything. But the wise man builds levees and channels before the storm comes. In other words, you cannot control life, but you can control your preparation. You can't command the storm, but you can command yourself. Ask yourself this. How many times have you stopped yourself before anyone else had the chance to? How many opportunities did you destroy because you hesitated, waiting for the world to give you a sign? Machiavelli would call that your greatest enemy, not others, not fate, but your own hesitation. The world belongs to those who dare to act, while others hesitate. The bold, he said, often find fortune smiling at them. Not because they're lucky, but because their courage forces fate to respond. Boldness terrifies the timid. It exposes the weakness in those who hide behind excuses. And here's where Machiavelli's lesson turns dark, but liberating. He teaches that people are not always rational, honest, or loyal. They follow power, not promises. So if you want to rise, stop expecting fairness. Stop waiting for people to recognize your worth. Build your worth so loud, so undeniable, that even your enemies must bow to it. Nobody can break you unless they first convince you that you're broken. That's the secret weapon of the weak. Machiavelli said, men judge more by the eyes than by the hands. The world sees what you show, not what you feel. So, even when you're trembling inside, act like you own the battlefield. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to stand tall in its presence. Your enemies feed on your reaction. Every time you get emotional, defensive, or desperate, you give them control. But when you respond with calm precision, when you refuse to show weakness, they lose their grip. You transform from prey to predator, from a victim to a strategist. Machiavelli's dark wisdom is not for the faint-hearted. It demands that you look at human nature without illusions, that you accept the world as it is, not as you wish it to be, because only then can you navigate it. Only then can you rise above it. He teaches that morality without power is useless, and power without morality is chaos. So your task is balance. To be kind but not naive. To be fair but not soft. To be compassionate but never weak. In this balance lies true mastery, the kind of strength that cannot be broken by the world. Think of every great leader, creator, or visionary. They all had moments when the world tried to break them, mocked them, betrayed them, tried to silence them, but they kept moving forward. They understood Machiavelli's greatest truth: control the narrative or be controlled by it. You cannot stop people from doubting you. You cannot stop betrayal. You cannot stop chaos. But you can decide what these moments mean to you. Do they define your failure or your evolution? The choice is always yours. Machiavelli believed that destiny belongs to those who are adaptable. He compared it to a woman, wild, unpredictable, and attracted to strength. It is better to be bold than cautious, he said, because fortune favors the audacious. That's not arrogance, it's realism. The timid drown in uncertainty. The bold build their own certainty. There will be times when life feels unfair, when your plans collapse, when those you trusted turn away. In those moments, remember this. You are not meant to be comfortable. You are meant to be forged. Steel is not created in silence. It's created in fire. Every obstacle is the furnace that hardens your resolve. Nobody can stop you because power does not exist outside of you. It exists within. It's the discipline to keep going when no one's watching. The self-belief to rise after every failure. The patience to play the long game while others chase instant rewards. Machiavelli warned that most people are short-sighted. They seek comfort today and ruin tomorrow. But those who think like strategists, those who can suffer short-term discomfort. So, when you feel underestimated, misunderstood, or ignored, smile. Because invisibility is your greatest weapon. In silence, you grow stronger. In solitude, you sharpen your strategy. And when the time is right, your rise will feel inevitable because you were never stopped, only preparing. Power isn't something you grab once. It's something you earn daily through awareness, control, and discipline. You must learn to see what others ignore, to read the motives behind smiles, the weakness behind pride, the fear behind aggression. Machiavelli teaches that the one who understands others more deeply than they understand him always wins. So stop seeking validation. Start seeking understanding. Understand people's needs, their fears, their patterns, and you'll never be surprised again. Because here's the truth. Nobody can hold you back when you've mastered yourself. When your emotions obey your mind. When your focus cuts through noise like a blade. When your confidence doesn't depend on applause. Let them doubt. Let them whisper. Let them plot. You stay steady. Because power belongs to the one who remains calm while others lose their balance. That calmness, that inner stillness, is your fortress. Machiavelli said that appearances are tools. Never reveal everything. Keep people guessing. Be unpredictable. When they think they've figured you out, shift direction. When they expect weakness, show strength. When they expect strength, show patience. Confusion is the armor of the wise. Nobody can break you when you're not emotionally accessible to their control. They can attack your reputation, your name, even your dreams, but they cannot touch your mind if it's fortified with purpose. Purpose is the ultimate weapon. It gives pain meaning. It turns failure into fuel. It transforms rejection into redirection. Machiavelli understood that the powerful never dwell in emotion. They use it. They channel every setback into momentum. Every betrayal is a lesson. Every insult is energy. Every failure is information. If you can use all of it, you become unstoppable. Because the more life throws at you, the sharper you become. Machiavelli's dark power lessons are not about cruelty. They're about awakening. About realizing that the world is not fair, and yet you can still win. That pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. That no one can imprison your mind unless you give them the key. You're not defined by what happens to you, but by how you respond. You can either complain that life is unfair or learn to play the game better than anyone else. And once you learn, you realize the truth. Nobody can hold you back, break you, or stop you. Because real power doesn't shout. It doesn't beg. It doesn't seek approval. It simply moves quietly, relentlessly, inevitably toward its destiny. So, remember this. You are the river, not the stone. You are the fire, not the ash. You are the storm Machiavelli wrote about, the one that cannot be contained, only respected. The next time someone tells you it can't be done, smile. Because they're right for them, but not for you. You are built differently. You've seen behind the curtain. You know what Machiavelli knew, that the world bends to those who refuse to break. So rise, build, command, move forward. Because in the end, power is not given, it's taken. And nobody, no matter how cunning, can stop the one who refuses to stop himself. The world bows not to the loud, but to the calculated. The ones who your reputation should speak before you enter the room. It should make people pause. It should carry an energy of mystery, where no one knows exactly what you'll do, but they know enough to take you seriously. Because perception shapes reality, and Machiavelli knew that power often begins with illusion. He said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Understand this. Appearances are tools. Use them. Build the image that serves your goals. Let people underestimate you or overestimate you. It doesn't matter, as long as you remain in control of what they believe. But remember, the image must always serve the mission." Too many people lose themselves in performance and try to look powerful rather than becoming powerful. Machiavelli's lesson is simple. Cultivate the inner fortress before you build the golden crown. Without substance, appearance collapses like glass. Power begins in discipline. The discipline to wake up earlier, to train harder, to plan longer, to endure boredom without distraction. The world's most powerful men aren't the most talented. They're the most consistent. Consistency is the slowest weapon, but the one that kills doubt permanently. While others chase pleasure, you must chase progress. The crowd moves in chaos. The strategist moves with clarity. You'll be called cold, obsessed, distant, and that's fine. Greatness is never born in comfort. Every step you take away from distraction brings you closer to domination. Machiavelli believed that control is not about commanding others, but mastering circumstance. You cannot control the winds, but you can control your sails. You cannot predict betrayal, but you can prepare for it. You cannot stop chaos, but you can learn to move through it like a ghost through smoke. And when life throws its hardest storms at you, remember his timeless truth. Fortune favors the bold, but it also favors the prepared. Be bold enough to act and disciplined enough to plan. Your courage creates the opportunity. Your preparation captures it. Don't confuse stillness with stagnation. The calm before your rise is sacred. That's where your power brews. While others brag, you build. While they seek validation, you seek evolution. Power doesn't announce itself. It arrives, quietly, unstoppable, like a tide no wall can hold back. There will be moments when your patience is tested, when you'll want to prove yourself. Don't. The greatest victories come from restraint. Let your silence insult them. Let your progress humble them. Patience breaks more enemies than anger ever could. The one who can wait without losing focus already holds power. Because while the impatient expose themselves, the patient collect leverage. And in this world, leverage is everything. Leverage isn't always money or status. It's information, timing, and control. Learn to observe patterns, weaknesses, habits. Learn when to strike, and more importantly, when not to. Sometimes the greatest move is no move at all. Machiavelli said a prince must learn how not to be good when the situation demands it. That doesn't mean cruelty, it means clarity. If being too kind leads to your downfall, it's not kindness, it's self-sabotage. The wise man knows when to protect peace and when to fight to preserve it. Because peace without strength is an illusion. The wolves of the world respect only those who can bite back. So when you face betrayal, don't cry for justice, create it. When they shut the door, build another entrance. When they doubt you, let that doubt become the oxygen for your ambition. Remember this. Every attempt to hold you down is a compliment. It means you're rising. Nobody fights the invisible. Nobody attacks the irrelevant. The more resistance you face, the clearer your path becomes. Resistance means motion. It means growth. It means fear from them, not you. Machiavelli said that when fortune shifts, the unprepared fall. But those who adapt rise higher than ever before. Adaptability is evolution in motion. Don't cling to what no longer serves you. Shed it like a serpent sheds its skin. The past cannot breathe life into your future. Transformation is your duty. Reinvent yourself again and again. Never let them define you. The moment they think they understand you, change. The moment they think you're finished, return stronger. Power comes from movement, and the mind that refuses to stay still can never be conquered. Machiavelli would tell you, life is not about avoiding struggle. It's about mastering it. Every struggle is a test. Every setback is a measure of your endurance. You cannot avoid the pain of growth, but you can choose to grow through it rather than run from it. The world will always try to convince you that you're asking for too much, moving too fast, dreaming too big. Smile at them, because their fear of your ambition reveals their limitation, not yours. The powerful don't shrink to fit the room. They expand the room until it fits them. You must protect your vision like a secret weapon. Not everyone deserves to see your blueprint. Share less. Execute more. Because the more you talk, the more they prepare against you. But when you move in silence, they'll never see it coming. And Machiavelli warned against depending too much on others. Alliances are temporary. Loyalty is conditional. Don't be bitter about it. Be aware. The only permanent alliance is with yourself. When you learn to depend on your own skills, your own judgment, your own discipline, you become untouchable. Never beg to stay where you're not valued. Never explain yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. Walk away with the grace of someone who knows their worth cannot be measured by someone else's blindness. The most dangerous silence is the one that follows your exit. In your journey, you will face betrayal, rejection, loss. But remember, these are not curses, they are filters. They remove the weak links from your life, so your empire can rise on solid ground. Let the snakes reveal themselves. You just keep building. And when your moment comes, and it will, do not hesitate. The world belongs to those who strike when others are still thinking. Machiavelli said fortune is a woman who favors the bold. If you hesitate, she gives herself to someone else. Courage is not recklessness. It's precision with timing. Every time you doubt yourself, remember, history is written by those who refuse to be stopped. The kings, the conquerors, the thinkers, they all bled, they all suffered, but they never surrendered. You carry that same fire. The question is, will you ignite it?